Hello. Yes, hello everyone. We're gonna get right back into it, I think. Today, we'll just get right into it. Very unique, I know. Alright, time to wake up, Titus.
You're going down.
Well, actually, I probably need to check on her EXP real
You
quick.
think you can beat me?
Oh. No one saw that. And I'll go ahead and let that run. 4580. Alright. 57 minutes, so right around the time we get to 15 hours. If we're consistent.
You're going down.
Stop it, Titus. You're making me sad. God, I watched Bambi 2, my ongoing, a new ongoing quest outside of this stream of watching a bunch of Disney movies. I gotta say, Bambi 2 sucks hard. I mean, I can't hate it that much because it almost actually just keeps itself out of existence. Like, you're never gonna hear anyone talk about it outside of how terrible it is. And even then, I feel like people by this point have forgotten that it existed at all. Because there's never ever going to be a reference to it, which I think is good. Well, I think that'd be really funny, just like, it's like a 100th anniversary of Disney cartoons in like 9 years. And they're celebrating all the different cartoons, like, oh yeah, Steamboat Willie, Snow White, Frozen, Bambi 2. Ah! Just everyone loses their mind. That'd be good. Oh my god, I love that part in Bambi 2 when Bambi's dad said he could go out and watch the gopher. Or when his dad said he could go out and see the groundhog. Come out and see his shadow. Ooh, well, remember that bit? That part was really good. God, what a terrible movie. I don't honestly understand how they could have screwed it up that poorly. Like, that must have been rushed. It wasn't... I didn't finish it, honestly. I did not finish it. I watched maybe 15 or 20 minutes of it. That's about all I could stand. But that definitely felt like a rushed production, writing-wise. Okay, we gotta get it out in less than a year. You guys go ahead and start writing and get done writing within the next week. And, then it's all up to the animation team to do their stuff. And it didn't really look that good, either. Everything was on model, as it should be for a movie. It wasn't that impressive. There's nothing impressive about it visually. Just really curious how they actually managed to just screw the story up so badly. Or at least the setting. Because, okay, in the original, everyone was kind of like an animal, right? If you watch the original, everyone acts kind of like an animal. Exceptions being maybe Thumper and Flower. But even those guys appear so, they don't appear enough to actually, like, take away from how animalistic everything is. But Bambi, he is literally just an animal. Like, if you watch the movie under the perspective that it's not a character and that it's just a deer, it still makes total logical sense, because he's an animal. You know what? The owl. The owl is probably the most humanistic character there is. But outside of him and like the opening scene where Bambi is actually born, everyone is pretty much an animal for the most part. But in the sequel, so animals don't really talk that much, right? So that's how it is in the original Bambi. It's just people don't talk that much. A lot of the tone is just given through the visuals and music, and it does a great job on that. You know, good sound design for the most part in the original. It has a lot going for it in that it just knows what type of story it is. But Bambi 2 is just... it's like a worse version of The Lion King, from what I could tell. Like, Bambi was just a little child now. He's just a little human child. He talks all the time, he gets on his dad's nerves. His dad now speaks constantly. Any mystery about him is just gone at this point. He's no longer like this silent deity protecting the forest. He's a, oh, he's just a widower dad who don't understand his kid none. It's super lame. He goes from being awesome to just incredibly lame and uncool. I honestly don't know how they screwed him up so badly. It's like was it cash grab or something to try to make money off of children who wanted to buy it? But there's no way that would happen. Oh well, I'm sure the next direct-to-DVD Disney sequel is going to be infinitely of higher quality, writing-wise. You know, I honestly cannot wait. I think that's gonna be really fun when I get to more of them. I think I'll plan on watching the sequels immediately after their originals, so that'll be a good time. Especially with Cinderella, because I do know what goes on in that movie. So the second sequel, so the third movie of Cinderella, literally is a time travel movie. It's going to be wonderful. If you've never seen it, which I haven't, my best guess is that it's going to basically be like in part 2 of Back to the Future, where old Biff goes back and changes everything. That has to be it. That literally has to be it. There's no reason for there to be any kind of time travel apart from some villain doing it. I forget if there are any villains outside of, like, outside of her family, but if there aren't,
I'm really off today.
I can't wait to see her nincompoop sisters, stepsisters, and stepmother go back in time. I think that'll be really good. No, that was not a good opening for me. Wonder what's next on my Disney movie list though. It's looking like Make Mine Music. I have no idea. Considering I've never heard of it before, it's probably some kind of live action thing. Live action animation mix. That's what Saludos Amigos ended up being. Although Saludos Amigos was super minimal in the actual live action. What in the world? Stop that! I hate you, Titus. Saludos Amigos was actually fairly light on live action. It was mainly just to show you what the artists were doing and how they got inspiration. That was kind of cool, so I don't know. If Make Mine Music is anything like Saludos Amigos, I might kind of like it. It's probably not going to be anything like Saludos Amigos. I've never heard of a couple of these movies. Make Mine Music, Fun and Fancy Free, Melody Time. What in the world? Those have to all be live action movies. They all sound the exact same. What will the difference in these actually be? Oh yeah, does anyone know that, that very son of a bitch. Is anyone familiar with that, that picture of Donald Duck where it looks like he has a, he looks like he has a boner? Well, I found out what cartoon that comes from. That's Saludos Amigos at about 36.5 minutes in. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I thought it, I didn't expect to see it. I thought that was going to be one of the shorts that they did in the 40s and 50s with with Donald's character. Nope. 36.5 minutes in, Saludos Amigos. that was my package. Oh my god, he did a backflip. How many times was that, for God's sake? See if the package arrived. What in the world? I pressed X.
Come on, fight.
No, it wasn't. Titus, I'm trying to do something here. Do you mind? Ooh, cheers. Actually, speaking of Saludos Amigos, like, that was a pretty fine movie overall, but for whatever reason, they,
Oh man.
well, they were on their flight in South America, which is what it's about. It's about, South American culture for the most part. While they were in South America,
You're going down.
they created this cartoon character idea called Pedro the Plane, and they had like a 10 or 15 minute cartoon just for him, and it's god awful. I don't know who thought it was a decent idea, but that was so boring. It should not have existed. What in the world? God's sake.
Come on, fight.
Titus, shut up. Why are you bummed out? Shut up, Titus. Shut up. There's one thing I learned from Kingdom Hearts. It's that saying shut up to your problems is a viable answer in life. Just tell him to shut up. Tidus. God, stop being obnoxious, Tidus, please. Anytime. I recently, fairly recently, I tried to watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon. Sorry, anime. I tell you, not very good. And by original, I do mean Duelist Kingdom and Duel Monsters. I have not seen season 0. Gotta say, Yu-Gi-Oh kinda sucks. It doesn't have a whole lot going on. But what made it good came from me being a little child and enjoying monsters. I'd honestly say that the best part of it at any point is probably going to be Kaiba. He has the most eccentric personality, is the most fun to watch, but honestly it's not very entertaining even with him. I'm interested in actually trying to watch all the different seasons of it. It's because I feel like there has to be one or two that are worth watching.
Oh man, I'm really off today.
Like, despite being an actual meme whenever it came out, 5D seems like it'd be kind of entertaining. That's what I've always heard the most good about. It's like the anti-GX, which I commonly see as the worst. Also, I hate Jaden's design in DX. DX. I think it looks really stupid. I'll say that Yugi's doesn't look smart, per se, but at least it has a lot of different color combinations in there. It's trying to go for like a really unique electric look. That's what I've always felt. Jaden's just looks like garbage. Its combination is red, brown, and gray. How very interesting and exciting to look at that must have been. Nothing like warm and neutral colors for a protagonist with an electric personality in a rapping high school. I haven't seen any, to be honest, I haven't ever actually seen any of GX. I think I might have seen the first episode. But beyond that, nothing. Which I'm proud of. I don't ever want to watch more than one episode of GX. I feel like that'd actually be a mark of shame. I only really bring it up because, God, I use quite a bit, don't I? I only really bring it up because I've been watching, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, which is actually really solid. Despite it really being the oldest, I'd still probably call it the best abridged series I've seen. I think I saw it before I saw Dragon Ball Z Abridged. But I definitely was way more into DBZA. Comparatively. Just because that is the one that I knew other people knew. So it was more like a social thing, watching DBZA. The older I realized that, hey, the first season of DBZ Abridged isn't good at all. It's really not funny. Like, if you watch the second season and you think to yourself, oh god, that was so good, that was so funny, everything in it was golden. And then you watch the first season, you're gonna realize, hey, none of this is good. Nappa is not a good meme character. He's a mistake. Nappa was a massive mistake. Hey, they actually, I think they did Season 3 Kai fairly recently, or Season 4, I forget which one is which. They did a new episode of Kai. They just straight up say that they regret making him, and I cannot believe... I can't believe it. It's exactly as I imagined. Like, there's no way you can create a character like Nappa who just becomes the face of an entire Bridge series despite almost never being in it. I can't imagine the regret of creating a character like that. I'm so glad he's gone. I hate that he was so popular, and I'm glad it made them a little popular. But I am so insanely happy that he's gone forever. He was so awful to listen to. He was purely a disruptive force. Like, he never added anything. He was pure meme, which really didn't make him interesting. He was like early Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged Tristan, but even Tristan like has some amount of character to him. Nappa was literally nothing outside of trolling with everyone, past his actual death, I mean. I'm so glad that that early DBZA is done, because it got really good in Season 2. Like, Frieza and Zarbon and Dodoria were all really, really well done, in my opinion. They actually got Little Karibo in to do Frieza, I think, and he has a really good voice. Got tons of range. I can't remember the actual name of the video, but someone made like a little side-by-side comparison of Little Karibo's impression of Yami versus I forget the guy's actual name, but the original voice actor for him, and it's really good. It's very similar. Like, I was surprised, honestly, at how close he was to actually getting the voice perfect. And it's just gotten better over the years. I think it's crazy how similarly DBZA has followed the original Dragon Ball in terms of quality. I remember not liking the first season of the original Dragon Ball Z, and then I remember loving everything in the Frieza saga because it came on constantly, and Frieza was always a super intimidating villain. And then everything after that is okay, then it gets to Cell and it's good. I can only imagine how terribly they'll mess up everything beyond the Cell saga. Because honestly, there's this trend. So, the two longest arcs in both series so far, in Yu-Gi-Oh! And in DBZA, both came to an end in September of 2018. I was super surprised. What that basically means is that they were coordinating. I mean, they had to have been. Because literally the same guy was the villain in both series. I think it was Takahata 101 that was doing the voices for both Cell and Darts? Yeah, Darts. He was doing the voices for both of them, so I'm pretty sure they were coordinating the entire time, just trying to get it done. But what sucks is that the ideas have just kinda blurred between them. Like, both of them go from being parodies to genuinely being just like fan dubs, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. I think that they generally did as good a job as they possibly could have in that regard, so congratulations to them. It's just not what I'm into with regards to abridging, I guess. I do appreciate it, and it shows some really good use of dialogue. It could very well lead to actual industry jobs. It's not necessarily what I go to a bridge series for. Also, I don't really do a lot of abridged series. I don't watch a lot of them. I mainly stick to those two because I don't really have investment in any other. I tried watching Sword Art Online abridged forever ago, and the voice of the main character was really high-pitched and annoying, which, you know, probably considering Kirito was like 14 or 12 or something, is the point. You know, he's a little kid, he's got an annoying voice, but that doesn't make it any less annoying to listen to. Yeah, I dropped that. I think the only one that I really enjoyed a whole lot was Taste Closed, which was a version of Case Closed, and they made 2 episodes of it, and both of them really, really good. Really wish they'd done more with it. Super solid, from what I remember. Just stop. Just stop. There. No, don't do that. Titus, stop. I hate having to lead him away. Titus, stop. You know what? I hate you, Titus. I'm just running back. You can follow me. So obnoxious. God, I can't wait until I kill you for real, Titus. It's gonna be a good day. One day I'm just gonna defeat you just like that. But instead of being crouched down, you're just gonna be sprawled face down in the sand.
You're going down.
Yes, though, let's get back to Disney movies, shall we? Howdy. How about that Pinocchio? That was a pretty good one. Legitimately it was good. Wasn't a big fan of the character designs in general, specifically Geppetto, I guess. I wasn't a fan of Geppetto's character design, but I think he was in it. I think he was missing long enough from the actual movie that I didn't really mind. But Jiminy the Cricket, great design. Pinocchio himself is good. Pretty nice little story about boyhood and learning the difference between right and wrong and how to tell good people from bad people. It's black and white, but it was about as black and white as it conceivably could have been. It's about as black and white as I think it had to be. Sorry, not should have been, but as it absolutely had to have been. It's I don't know, you gotta try to instill. How should I put this? Jiminy is the most gray character they could have made for a conscience. Titus, I hate you. Stop running after me. God. You know what, we're taking a break from Titus, honestly. We're fighting Riku, I don't even care. Titus is just too much right now. Like, Jiminy was actually kind of a morally... the most kind of gray character in morality in that entire movie. Yeah, he by himself basically just abandoned Pinocchio 2 or 3 times. Yeah, he's ready and willing to abandon Pinocchio like 2 or 3 times that entire movie. Alright. That was fun. Now back to Titus. But he just straight up says he can't really teach Pinocchio how to properly tell good people from bad people. Because it is kind of morally gray. Because people are kind of morally gray, I mean. Can't exactly trust one person but not another based on the same thing. Sometimes people are different for different reasons. Good people are good in some ways, but maybe are kind of morally bankrupt in others. You know, you can't really teach that to kids because they don't have that kind of discerning eye. So teaching them just, you know, avoid people that are bad influences is probably the very best you can do. You know, avoid your honest Johns, avoid your honest Johns who are like giving you the easy way out instead of working the hard way. Avoid your little ginger kids who take you to... I thought I turned that off, son of a bitch. Avoid your ginger kids that are turning into donkeys. Ah, shut up. You know what? I could have sworn I turned that off. I know I did. I have not said that every single time. That's a lie. Don't you dare say I'm a liar, because I'm not. I definitely turned it off this time, and that's what matters. Regardless of whatever I said in the past, which are all truths. Hey, what was the kid that got turned into a donkey's name in Pinocchio? I can't remember it. Surely you know it. That's right, it was Pinocchio, I forgot. He was a little ginger kid. Went ginger for March. I just forgot about it. He had some kind of weird, stupid name that I really liked. Did you sat, huh? Did I watch any more Disney films? I did. I watched Saludos Amigos. It was basically just like a culture film, I guess, about South America. That was kind of fun. That's where that image of Donald Duck getting a massive boner comes from, I learned. And I watched Bambi 2. Which, not good. Who'd have thunk? Daffy movies. Wait a second, Daffy isn't Disney, you dunder boy. Daffy is Time Warner. Three Caballeros. I didn't finish it. I was just super bored. Like, I did not have the patience to sit through that movie. Like, I can watch bad movies, because I did it with, like, Snow White and every other movie before Three Caballeros. That one was just boring. I lost my patience like 10 minutes in. It was basically just a sequel to Saludos Amigos. It just wasn't worth my time. I had better stuff to do. To give you an example, I felt my time was being better used researching Disney direct-to-DVD sequels. How's DQ11 going? You beat it yet? Did I ever watch the Lion King sequels? I owned Lion King 1.5 and I have fairly fond memories of it. And I'm pretty sure I saw the Lion King 2 but I don't remember anything about it. Apart from there is a little lion that Simba doesn't like, but ends up liking. Actually, have you seen any of the Twitter stuff going on for Lion King? People are starting to realize, hey, it's kinda similar to this other movie about a lion who gets thrown out of his kingdom at a young age. Comes to take revenge and seems like it's based on Hamlet.
You're going down.
Right at the end, just doing some forging. Asian. Yeah, Kimba. Kimba the White Lion. And people seem to be finally learning about it, which is cool. But honestly, I don't care. That's such old news that I really have to wonder who actually cares at this point. Because it's not me, and it definitely isn't Disney. It's probably not the original writers that care. The only people I can think of are the people that are upset on Twitter. But I mean, when have people ever been upset on Twitter? No, people are upset that it's stolen. That's the specific wording that they're using. Is stolen and plagiarized. That's true, the Lion King is brown and Kimba is white. That makes it okay. Classically. Bazinga. Alright, we're getting political, everyone. Let's get political. Don't ever say that, yeah, I'm sorry. Bazinga is... it's owned by another man. Say it again. I'll do it. Yeah, though, I think it's funny how upset people seem to be getting over it at this point. I honestly don't care, because, you know, I've kind of known about that for a while. I'm gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say the yikes word. Now, dude, you need to say the B word number 2. Specifically that version of it. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking the B word as Bazinga. I was thinking of it as bruh number 2. Bruh. Bruh, 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 bruh. Baloney. Zimbabwe. For Christ's sake. Yeah, dude, I need to get a soundboard. What am I even doing without one, honestly? I need one of those streaming control center things I can implant like 15 sound effects on. All of them will be bruh and bazinga. But I won't label any of them, and I'll constantly flip it upside down and turn it every which way. That way I don't ever remember which one is which. So you're just gonna... So that way I'll just have to press one by random chance. Hopefully it's the one I want. I'll say a bad joke. Bing. Bruh. No! I wanted the shell door one. Speaking of which, when's the last season of that going to end? They said it was going to end, but I don't feel like I've seen any news about it. Also, when's the next season of Young Sheldon? The Good Show. Didn't it already end 2 years ago? No. No, you just stopped hearing about it 2 years ago. The Good Place? I don't know what that is, but that doesn't sound like a good show, I'll be honest. Is that the one where the mother and daughter are both in AA or something? Kristen Bell? I don't know this person's name. This sounds like a bad TV show if I don't know the people's names. Adam Sandler movies are my favorite, because I know his name. Titus, would you please go away? Veronica Mars? I don't know, dude. Is Veronica Mars old or new? I've heard that it's both. Is it 15 years old or 4? I don't know. Is it still going on? Oh. It doesn't make it any more clear. I don't know who Veronica Mars is. I don't really watch live-action TV shows for the most part. You're saying all these names. Bruh sound effect. Bruh sound effect number 2 is what I say to you. Bruh. Hey, guess what? Yeah, that makes it better. Being slowed down is good. Yeah, though, guess what? About 2 or 3 minutes behind right now, but my thinking is right. Come on, Titus. Should be reaching. Wake up. Be reaching 45 any moment now. Any minute, any second even. It's close. It's that close, honestly. Does the pallet disappear forever? You saved the game... I'm not sure. I don't think I ever went to check. Why, did you miss something? So much for that awesome guide you were using. Has all the crystals. What crystals? I don't know. Oh, sparkly spots. You didn't get all those? What's wrong with you? That's gonna be a yikes from me, dog. I don't know. It'll probably stay there. I don't think they'd take it away. Yeah, it is a good harvesting spot. The first floor, right? Whenever you first go in. Oh yeah, so how long did it end up taking you to get through all there? Like right in my about 10-hour guess. Where's level 45 at? It was supposed to take me 57 minutes to get to it from the beginning. 5? Yeah. I want my level 45. Where's it at? Titus, I know you have it. Just give it to me. Hand it over. Whip it out. Out, slime. You know what? I'm checking. I don't even care. Titus, you're a loser. Kidding me. Alright, count down with me, everyone. 16. 15. 14. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. I'm not doing anymore. I'm not gonna count it down. I don't care enough. You'll have to do it on your own, sorry. Yeah, the final castle was... I feel like it was longer than any other stage, wasn't it? Here we go. They haven't actually faced Mordigan yet. I don't feel like the castle would disappear. You barely leveled the Luminary skill tree. Look, I just hope you actually properly spec'd everyone instead of just going in crazy roundabout branches. I've seen people, legitimately, I've heard of people and seen it with my own two eyes, speccing equally into every single category, at every level. Just like, oh yeah, with this one I'll go 1 in Luminary, I'll do 1 in Swords, 1 in Greatsword. It's like, why would you do that to yourself? No, that's not a bro, that's a yikes. By the way, I hate yikes now. I'll go ahead and say it. Yikes has become the clown thing, essentially. I mean, it always has been. But, just... I've seen it too much. It's too ubiquitous. Oh yeah, you haven't gotten the gambling exclusive stuff? Are you telling me you haven't done the, you haven't gotten the bunny suit yet? For Jade? He was wearing that the entire game in my party, almost. Because it's legitimately good armor for her. Bruh. First outfit you got for her, yeah. Yeah, dude. Katsu was actually top tier. Like, easily the best costume in the game for her. You know, there's a saying that goes with Dragon Quest. If you have an IQ in the double digits, you can see 9 out of 10, you can see 9 out of 10 Dragon Quest twists 10 miles away. But then the 10th one happens and it hits you. It's like, oh god, I didn't see it. I didn't realize it. I didn't expect it. You surprised? I certainly was. I had no idea what was happening. That it caught me totally off guard. Which conversation? Yeah. But they didn't.
Man, I'm really off today.
It was really well done. Like,
You're going down.
yeah, that legitimately hit me. 'Cause I think the twists for the most part are designed so that way you can see them coming. But every once in a while, they'll just throw something at you that you legitimately did not expect. So before you beat the final boss, what would you say you'd give this game in terms of score? I know you're still grinding currently. All in all, how would you rate it? .5? I can see that. Well, it's already almost 15 after the first hour, so I guess I'm gonna go 2 for today. Yeah, though, Bambi 2, not a good movie, believe it or not. Like, I know it has a reputation for being really good and a worthy sequel to its originator, but, like, not good. Oh yeah, Divide's great. Divide is legitimately, legitimately great ability, especially if you're farming for levels. Yeah, don't watch it. So the dad in Bambi, the Prince of the Forest, or whatever he's called, in the original, he's kind of like this silent... I think I tweeted it like this. This is the wording that I used. He's kind of like this silent, ever-present deity. And he's really cool, because you never actually get to see him a whole lot. What's the synopsis? Bambi is born. Bambi learns about the world and makes friends in a really organic way, where he actually acts like an animal the entire movie. Then his mom dies. He runs away a lot. He does. Then Bambi's mom dies. Then there's a One Piece time skip. And then everyone just gets kind of horny. And that's the end of the movie. Like that's the original Bambi. It's pretty good, honestly. You know what? I won't even say pretty good. It's a fine movie. Like if you're super bored and just want to watch a nature documentary, but with some dialogue in it, you'd probably be fine watching Bambi. Because everyone in Bambi kind of acts like an animal. Like, no one talks a whole lot. I think the person that speaks the most is Bambi's mom. And it's mostly to just give out information that's necessary to understand everything. But everything else, any information not told to us by Bambi's mom is usually given and understood through the visuals and music of the movie, which is pretty good, pretty cool. Just makes you think of Smokey the Bear commercials. Eh. But there weren't any forest fires, though. The original Bambi has a lot going on. Like, everyone legitimately acts like animals in it, which didn't actually impress me, and I didn't really think about it that much until I started watching Bambi 2. And literally everyone talks non-stop in that movie. Everyone is a human. They're just furries, is what my theory is. Bambi 2 is terrible. Just makes you think of the Smokey the Bear commercials plot to Bambi 3. Yeah, you know what? Plot to the live-action Bambi movie. I can't wait for that to happen. I say live-action. I mean animated. But they're going to make it look live-action. A la The Lion King. Whoops, I mean a la rip-off Kimba the Lion, as Twitter would have me believe it. Yeah, though, Bambi 2, everyone's just a human now. It sucks. All of the Cats movie, please, yes, God. You know what all movies were really missing? Mike Myers as Cat in the Hat, but like 40 of them in any movie. That's just what we needed. I really want Rebel Wilson as Cat in the Hat. Taylor Swift is Cat in the Hat. What a terrible idea. What is the point of actually using people if you're already going to be CGing them? Let me ask you that. What is the... legitimately, why use people? Like, I'm actually asking you, what is the point of actually using people in the Cats movie? Can anyone answer that? that you are already using. It's just like your video games. It's just like my Japanese animes. Like, the only thing I can think of... yeah, it should have been literal cats. But that's who they're appealing to. They're... like, they are definitely 197,000%. They are going after the furry market with this movie. That's the only thing I can think of. There's no reason for it to be people other than to appease people that like the play. The musical, I mean. And furries. Who, by the way, are the people that really enjoyed the musical. Cats is just an isekai? I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. I've never read the book. Oh yeah, it's based on a book. The classic musical based on a book. About cats, not people in cat costumes. It makes no sense. They're already using CG. Why not just make it a cats movie with cats? They could have done it so easily. I wonder if they got furries to play in it, actually. Like, do you think Taylor Swift and Rebel Wilson and all the other people, Judi Dench, do you think Judi Dench is a furry? Because the theory is out there now. There's legitimate evidence. The fact that they probably didn't get Halle Berry in there to play a cat woman, despite being Catwoman, is actually a crime in my eyes. I said Halle Berry, right? Not Halle Bailey. Because I meant Halle Berry. Yeah, I know they did. That's why my theory is they are furries. All those actors and actresses, they're furries. They have to be. There's no other reason for them to be there. Apart from paychecks, but I mean, is that really worth the money? Is being in Cats really worth the money? I don't think so. Idris Elba, one of the most successful and critically successful black actors on the market. Just, I feel like whatever he gets for that movie monetarily is going to be below his pay grade. But he's going to do it because he's probably a furry. No, that's nonsense. That never happens. No one enjoys the musical apart from furries. If they enjoyed the musical and they want to be in the movie, they're furries. No doubt about it. You can find me 10 people that like the play, that know what a furry is, and say they aren't one, I'll believe it. But I think if a person knows what a furry is and enjoys the musical Cats, there's a pretty decent chance that that's what they are. Taylor Swift? Gotta be. Idris Elba? Probably. Rebel Wilson? 300%. Judi Dench? I've got no idea, but God, I hope so, because that's gonna be funny. Why a bully? Because Cats looks awful. And people choose to be in it. So I'm going to make fun of the people that choose to be in it. 100%. It's their choice to do it, so I am 100% taking advantage of the fact that it's okay for me to make fun of them for that. People's choices are okay. I have carte blanche on them. I really do. That's what I believe. If somebody I knew that wasn't famous somehow got into the Cats movie, I would make fun of them for it. I'd make fun of them if they were my friend. Like, I'd totally give them shit for it. 100%. What's a good way of farming for money? I don't know. I feel like there are monsters made out of gold somewhere in the game, so you could probably try to find those guys. Oh yeah, maybe if the Gold Palace is still around, you can go there. I don't remember if it is, though. Yeah, the only thing I can really tell you is that, when I grind for levels, I can tell you where to do that. Or I think I can. Actually, where did I farm for levels at? I don't remember. Oh, that's where I did it. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, if you want to farm for levels, I can tell you where to do that, but not much beyond. Yeah, though they absolutely ruined Bambi's dad. Like, he just speaks constantly in Bambi 2. What made him so cool is that he was super silent. Only he knew what was actually going on. He knew the best decisions to make. Just kind of cool. He was like a forest protector that protected all. Like a deity. What's cooler than a deity? Nothing. And in the sequel, he just becomes a really lame dad. Yeah, he ran away, and that made everyone else run away. He was super observant, compared to everyone else at least. He at least seemed really smart compared to everyone. It's like, oh, this guy's the oldest deer in the entire forest that we know of. So wise. And yeah, he did run away, and it was kind of silly, honestly. Even watching Bambi as it went along is like, oh, this is kind of silly. He runs away. That's what makes him smart. Yeah, I'm Thumper because I thump.
I'm really off today. You're going down.
I'm always thumping. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's always something, isn't it? No. Always something. That was such a good skit. Also, I'll go ahead and say it, the digital look does not look good for Bambi. Like, the spots on his coat look bad now. Oh yeah, you know what else I watched besides Disney movie yesterday? I watched Mike and Melissa again. It's even better than I remember. I forget, did you watch that all the way through? I remember whenever I was showing it to you, you just stopped. The worst? What do you mean the worst? Mike and Melissa is good. Or at least interesting. Because it's really weird and fun to watch. You pick up little details every time. You just pick up little weird stuff that was included. Where you start just, like, thinking about the beer song. And it gets stuck in your head. You mean tulpas? Yeah, dude, I like my tulpas as well. I love creating artificial human beings that are just consciousness and nothing else. Is Melissa Mike's stand? Good one. Yeah, X seems fun. I feel like if I ever get bored enough, I'll probably go visit it. I think there's just enough weird stuff on A to keep me there. Oh, is X just an ironic board? Like, is the majority of it ironic? Oh no. Alright. We'll go ahead and check the EXP. We're probably not gonna get a level up before the end of the stream, but 254. Nope, we're not getting it. Bit close.
You're going down.
Yeah, though, is X mostly ironic or unironic? Because I can't legitimately imagine most people taking anything that happens on there seriously. One night I was driving down the highway. You know, this is gonna be the new X. It's gonna be a new story on X pretty soon. One day I was driving down a main highway, going very slow with my headlights on, but I only had one of them on because I was driving a P-diddle because one of them was out. And all the street lights were also out except for one, and then I drove past it and I saw something that spooked me hardcore, bro. It was a cow with its leather flayed off and all of its hide, so it was all muscle, just standing there underneath the streetlight on a highway, and that was real spooky, bro. Can anyone locate this for me? Do you think an alien put it back after its experiments? Is this what it looks like? Someone like posts like a crayon picture. That's gonna be what happens. You know, you can see that on X in like 6 hours, I guarantee it. And some madman will actually do like a mock-up of the cow. Is it just like a creepypasta board, essentially? Oh yeah, Ghost Slide. That was an A meme too. That's like door punch levels of really dumb. Justo Suraido. Suraido. I feel like I asked you about this before, whenever we last hung out, but do you not know what spirit science is? I feel like I mentioned it to you, but you didn't know. Spirit science is this incredible, it's more like pseudoscience if you ask me. It is this cult that has been lovingly homegrown by a Newgroundser over the course of the last like 7 or 8 years. Basically states that human consciousness is at an all-time low. Like before we were at least at like a level 3. Now we're operating at maybe a high 1 to low 2. It's this super ridiculous, just hilarious, mental capacity cult, I guess. Basically, it's just about how humans were good, but now we've become corrupt, and that's why we're no longer in Atlantis or something. I need to rewatch. So someone made a lecture about it. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's absolutely incredible. But it's just super fun to hear about because it makes no sense whatsoever. Everything is super ridiculous. So apparently it was actually created by some guy like in the 70s. But that guy was told all of this super ancient knowledge by this guy named Thoth, who you might know as like an Egyptian god of like of some sort. Like he's either a jackal or like one of those half human, half animal guys. It's pretty incredible. I think Thoth just died very recently, which is why the new leader of spirit science, which is this, yeah, you know him from JoJo, which is why this new guy that's running the show from spirit science can't actually communicate with him. It's basically like Scientology, except I'd almost say more sinister, because not enough people know about it to make fun of it yet. But it's got all the really classic signs of really fun cultishness, like Jews coming from the moon, that kind of thing. Human race being female until Martians showed up. Everyone being called children of Lumeria, and then living in Atlantis, and then Lumeria again. Lifespans going from 10,000 years to like 25. Consciousness being totally reset on a global scale. Lots of fun stuff. I'd recommend looking up the lecture. A lot more fun than the actual videos. The thing with the videos is that they take themselves very, very seriously, but the narrator just sounds like a child. I don't know, it just doesn't make for an entertaining watch, which is really disappointing. Because it would definitely be really funny if they got almost anyone else to voice it. But it just sounds like the guy from not Zero Punctuation. I guess it kind of sounds like what's that gaming like information show from that they got into hot water like a week or two ago? Exclamation Point. No, wait, no. Is that it? It's not Exclamation Point, is it? You know who I'm talking about? They said something like, stop putting Nazis in your game or something. You know who I'm talking about? Anyway, it sounds like those guys. Anyway, if you want a good laugh, those guys, the people that created Spirit Science, were on Newgrounds for quite a long time, and they created a couple of very fun things, ironically fun, including something related to Kingdom Hearts called Kingdom Hearts Chronicles, which I absolutely recommend everyone go watch. Immediately, actually, because it's so terrible. You know what? I think I've actually talked about this here before. Go watch it. Go watch Kingdom Hearts Chronicles. It's awful and legitimately kind of impressive. It is like every typical Newgrounds animation ever for like 2004. Hey everybody, it's me, Sora. But now I've got a little pet named Fluffy. It's so weird. It's weird to think that it was popular enough to get more than one episode. Yeah, legitimately no idea how it actually kept going. Passion project? That would make sense. But it's just so terribly done. Like, I know nothing about Flash at all. But I can guarantee you I could do a better job of making a parody than that. Like, just technically, it's awful. Like, and I know passion projects can absolutely be terrible, because I've worked on terrible passion projects before, but I just don't believe it. I legitimately cannot conceive the idea that anyone working on that was thinking, yeah. Mike and Melissa wasn't a passion project, is the thing. It legitimately wasn't. That was a college thesis. And that wasn't, to be fair, that wasn't even released to the public intentionally. When he put that on YouTube, he specifically put it there for his class. And then everyone else just kind of picked it up. Like, his classmates just leaked it. But to be fair, I don't think that was a passion project. He might have meant to release it later on, but I don't believe for a second that that's exactly what he wanted to do. I'll give you this, it's self-indulgent. Like, it's absolutely self-indulgent, but I wouldn't say it's a passion project. You know, I honestly can't think of anything I'd say is more self-indulgent than Mike and Melissa. Nothing off the top of my head, at least. I think the closest thing would legitimately be Kingdom Hearts. Just because it's so fanfiction-y. Even in its most legitimate state. You know what? Maybe like some isekais. But that's the only thing that I can really think of right now. I don't know. What would you say is the most self-indulgent piece of media you've ever consumed? And I don't mean self-indulgent purely as like a plot. Purely in like plot. I mean it in literally any way, like in production even. Yeah, probably something by a YouTuber. I haven't seen any of the Shane Dawson documentaries because I think if I do, I'll actually kill myself. But I'm sure if I did watch them, that would probably be up there. You know what? Chugga Conroy. Maybe something by him. I don't know. Do you think it'd be smart to further stipulate exactly what I mean by self-indulgent? Right now, even in my own head, it's kind of vague. JonTron or Chugga? With Chugga, I mainly do it because he seems like he does exactly whatever he wants. But I'd still say that that self-indulgence is what carries him, because he just has a really likable personality and what he does generally pleases a lot of people. But with John, he really just doesn't care what anyone thinks. Like, he'll just do whatever he wants to. That's why I hated Season 3 of JonTron Show so much. Like, the first season happened before Game Grumps. The second season was the stuff that he did in his own house after he left. And then Season 3 is like Studio John, where he's literally just doing anything he wants. I'd say he's gotten better, but like, specifically what I mean with JonTron and the the Star Wars. I'd say Star Wars was legitimately like the first part of Season 3 that I just could not stand. I think it was like late 2015, early 2016. I'd say it started, but like, God, I actually unsubscribed to him for the longest time because I can't actually remember what all happened. I'd say, you know what? I'll give you a list of the stuff I remember absolutely despising. The studio itself looks like a dungeon. He kind of loses a lot of personality in that his home was actually a part of it for the most part. Alright, that's enough grinding. He ups his production values by a lot, but that doesn't help him tell jokes at all. Like, I remember there was this one video where, like, gee, where he said something like, oh gee, this really gets my goat or something about a horse, and he like goes over to the door and opens it up, and it's just a horse. He just rented a horse for like an hour or 2 hours, and then he just looks at the camera and says, I can't believe I actually did that. I can't believe I actually rented a horse for that joke. How about that? Isn't that crazy how I did that? All I can think of is, you could have easily just had like a 2-person horse costume and it would have been infinitely funnier. Like, what makes John funny isn't isn't production. It's all about timing. That's why that clip of him saying "Oh my God" at the Star Wars dancing thing was so legendary, because it was just perfectly timed. It had the zoom in. It didn't need anything else. And that's still one of the funniest bits he's ever done, legitimately. Alright, I'm done. My throat hurts. I'm not talking about anything anymore. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye.